Picture a quiet town at the edge of nowhere. Streetlights flicker on empty pavements. A lone man walks back to the house where he grew up. His name is John Parker. He left this place many years ago. He never planned to return. But the news of his staff's strange disappearance changed everything. When John was a boy, he had a dog named Lucy. She was a small black Labrador with bright eyes. Lucy loved to dig holes in the yard. She dug every day, convinced she would find treasures buried beneath the dirt. John called her the little explorer and laughed at her hopeful barks. Then, one afternoon, Lucy vanished. No trace of her, only a neat round hole sat where she had been digging. Years passed. John built a life far from the old house. He became an electrician in the city. He married and had 2 kids. The hole in the backyard faded from his mind, like an old photograph lost in a drawer. Until the phone call. "Dad, you should come home," his sister said in a shaky voice. "Something's wrong with the yard." John felt a cold knot tighten in his chest. He drove through the night. When he arrived, the house looked abandoned and worn. The yard was overgrown, and there it was, bigger now, nearly 2 feet wide, dark and yawning like a mouth waiting to swallow something whole. John dropped his bags and stepped closer. The air around the hole felt colder. He imagined Lucy's paws scratching dirt, her tail wagging with hope. He knelt at the edge and peered in. Pitch darkness stared back. He listened. The faint sound rose from below. Soft, eager bark. His heart pounded. Lucy? Impossible after so many years. Determined, he grabbed a flashlight and shone its beam straight down. The walls of the hole were dirt and tangled roots. He weighed his options. The hole was just deep enough for a man to climb. He steadied himself, took a deep breath. He climbed down halfway in. The dirt gave way in places. Small stones slid by his feet. He reached the bottom and felt the air shift. The temperature dropped further. He held the flashlight above his head. The beam stretched down a narrow tunnel that bent into darkness. From deep inside came that bark again. Lucy's bark. He started forward. The tunnel felt alive, pulsing around him. Roots brushed his arms like fingers. The sound grew louder and more urgent. He followed it until the tunnel opened into a small chamber. The walls glowed faintly with a pale blue light. In the center, a pile of bones lay scattered on the floor. John's breath caught in his throat. They looked like animal bones, bog bones. Suddenly, a shape stirred in the corner of the chamber. A small dog silhouette raised its head. Glowing eyes met his. John fell to his knees, fear and relief fighting in his chest. "Lucy," he whispered. The dog let out a low growl. He reached out slowly. The creature moved forward, revealing a body twisted and thin. Its fur was matted, and its ribs showed through the skin. Not the Lucy he remembered, but that bark, familiar and pleading. John wiped a tear. "I'm here. I'll take you home." He picked up the creature. It whimpered softly, pressing against his chest. Behind him, the tunnel rumbled, as if waking from a long sleep. He stood and hurried back the way he came. Every step, a light dimmed. The roots seemed to stretch. Reaching for him, he forced himself onward, carrying the dog close. He climbed out of the hole into the moonlit yard. He staggered to his feet, gasping for air. The grass felt real beneath his boots. He blinked and realized he was still holding the dog. He set it down gently and knelt beside it. The creature shook its head and looked up at him. Then, in a single smooth motion, it shifted into a woman, pale and thin, with the same glowing eyes. John froze. The woman smiled with a sad curve of her lips. "Thank you," she said in a voice that echoed the wind. "That I waited so long." John's heart hammered. "Who are you?" he asked. Trembling, she tilted her head. I was the keeper of the hole. I found peace in the place between worlds, but I lost my way. She knelt and stroked his hand. You gave me release. Behind her, the bones in the yard rose and formed a small pile. The dog's shade lapped into them, merging until it became Lucy again. Healthy and bright, John watched in wonder as the yard filled with soft blue light. The hole sealed itself with dirt and roots. The woman stood and smiled at him one last time. Remember me, she whispered. Then she vanished into the air, leaving only a breeze that rustled the trees. Lucy barked happily and licked John's face. He hugged her tight, tears rolling down his cheeks. The hole was gone. The chamber faded like a dream. John led Lucy back to the house. The start of a new chapter in a yard that now felt strangely familiar, and forever changed by the secrets of the dog's hole.